I would only draft Tua if I have Cooper Cup in my lineup. That way I can name my team Tua Girls One Cup.
That's a fantastic. That's very
okay.
good. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the Front Office Reports. I'm here. We've got 3 of us today. We're slowly increasing in numbers again with every video. We've got Gabo joining us, and we have Dan. How are you doing, boys?
What's up? Good.
Good. Excited.
We have to. I don't know if the good news is out. Gabo's going to get married soon. It's a good time, you know. We have to give some props to. Well done, man. Congratulations. You've completed the next stage of life. You can move on now.
Achievement unlocked. Achievement unlocked. Locked forever.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. Just got to give some props before we move into some NFL talk, because we haven't talked much NFL recently. We've had quite a lot of focus on the football/soccer world. But NFL is back, or almost properly back. We are into the preseason games. We've been having a lot of hype over certain rookies. I see Justin Fields is basically a Hall of Fame already, apparently, because he had 1 touchdown. So with all that in mind, we are going to do a little bit of a discussion about where we see some of the, all of the NFL teams this season, sort of ranking, how we see them coming through the season, where they're going to end up. I feel like that's a very long-winded way of saying we're going to rank them. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Have we got any particular one we want to start with? I think let's just jump right into it.
We could just go for like Miami all the way across and down.
Yeah, let's
go
do
for
it.
it.
I mean,
So
we have here,
random order.
Rankings up as Super Bowl finalists, conference contenders. It's alright, you'd put a bet on, but it's okay, whatever. Work in progress, and then ew, gross. You don't want to touch them, and we probably don't want to rank. You don't want to draft anyone in that. Yeah, exactly.
No.
It's probably where the Vikings will stand, right? So,
don't be playing, bro. Don't be playing with the Vikings. I keep telling you, top 10 quarterback, top 5 defense. We are in that top. We'll come to the Vikings. Yeah. Let's start with Miami then. I'll throw to you first, Gabo, because I'm pretty sure you've got some Miami thing in your huge sporting clothing closet.
Sure. I mean, it is the only stadium that I've been able to be at, and it
does look like a cool
amazing.
stadium, though.
Yeah, I know it is. It's fantastic. But look, I mean, I'll keep it sweet. I would have easily. I actually do believe in the Dolphins. I would have easily put them as conference contenders if they weren't with, the Bills and the Patriots, and in the conference that they are right now. Obviously, the Patriots is kind of like a head toss right now, but the whole Mac Jones, Cam Newton, they're stepping up in preseason and they're looking pretty good. So we're gonna see where they are. I wouldn't put them right down on the work in progress. I do think they're gonna end with a winning record, probably like 8 or 9 wins. So if it's up to me, I'd put them in the it's I do believe in Tua, unlike you two, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I've been through my recent research on YouTube. I am seeing more and more people pushing the Tua narrative. I'm starting to, I might be changing my mind. And I know in one of my fantasy leagues, I was trying to trade him to you to try and get Michael Thomas, but I think I'm actually going to hold on to him. I'm starting to come around to the Tua train, and Miami's defense is solid. I completely agree with you. I think if they weren't in that division, you could probably push them up to conference contenders, but I'd be happy to go. It's I.
What do you think, Dan?
I'm not going to go as far as that. I'm going to put them as a work in progress, I think. You still have... I would still almost class Tua as a rookie. He didn't play very much at all. This team is incredibly young. They had a lot of picks this round. This year, I think they had 2 first rounds, 2 or 3 second round picks. So, I mean, I think one of them was the Texans. So they were like pretty high first round picks. So these guys are all super young. So I don't think they're going to be competing for anything. I don't think they're like in the middle of the road. They know their pathway. Yeah, I think it's literally a work in progress. Like, this is going to be Tua's team finally. He's going to have some young guys like Jalen Waddle. And I just don't see them being anything other than a work in progress. I think it's exciting. I just don't think Tua's that good. He's in my eyes. Like, have you guys ever taken him in like as a first like quarterback Would you trust him as a quarterback in
No.
fantasy, for example?
I mean,
No,
I was trying to
so-
get rid of him.
if you're not taking him, this is a weird way of putting it, but if you're not taking him in fantasy as your number one quarterback, why on earth would you take him as anything
But
other
then
than a work in progress?
You could argue still that, okay, let's say in fantasy 12 teams, 12 is he going to be a top 12 quarterback? No,
Exactly. Yeah.
but he could be the
He's
13th
not
best
top
and
20
still.
though. I don't think he's a top 20 quarterback.
Don't think so.
Like I wouldn't even. I mean,
I'm gonna
Trevor
have to
Lawrence
check. I'm
is
gonna have to
better.
check
I
his
think
ADP then.
I think Justin Fields is better than Tua. I think there's
Okay.
that's two quarterbacks.
Okay. Skill wise, yeah. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. I have nothing against you, but you're only drafting Justin Fields above Tua if you truly believe Justin Fields is gonna get that role. But I
think
would only
everyone
draft Tua.
Thinks that though.
I would only draft Tua if I have Cooper Cup in my lineup. That way I can name my team Tua Girls One Cup.
That's a fantastic. That's
So,
very
okay,
good. That is very good.
Let's move on. Look, we can obviously edit this as we go around. So us, Seb and I will put them inside. We'll put it there for now, and we'll see where it goes. It'll be somewhere in between there. All right, let's move on to the Titans. I'll let you guys talk because I'm pretty high on the Titans now.
I think we've spoken quite a lot about the Titans actually. I think.
Yeah, we have. The whole
They've been
league
busy.
illustrated.
Picked up some nice players. Dan, where are you going with this team?
I believe in them. I think they could be Super Bowl finalists. I really do think their offense is just so good, and their defense is pretty good. I don't think their offense is quite as good as like Kansas City's, for example, but I mean they're definitely conference contenders. Would they be Super Bowl finalists? I think so. Derrick Henry, who can stop him? Who can stop Julio Jones and AJ Brown? I'm gonna say Super Bowl finalists.
I agree. I've nothing to say. I mean, I do think that the Titans' offense is at par with the Chiefs, if not just a little low. It's all going to be about whose defense can step up in that game. I feel can't wait to see Titans Chiefs and see who scores the most. But if you look at the AFC, I mean, who you're thinking about Super Bowl finalists, who's gonna stop you from getting there? It's
Bills.
Chiefs, the Bills, and that's pretty much
That's
it.
it.
That's
The
it.
Browns,
Yeah,
I guess.
That's it.
So-
Maybe the Browns potentially.
So that's why, sure, they're already a conference contender for sure, 100%. But if they only need to beat one of the Bills and Chiefs to be a Super Bowl finalist, then I put my money on it.
I think I agree with you. You guys had it all in there. That sort of big four of Henry, Tannehill, AJ Brown, and Julio Jones.
All right.
Moving on,
Jags.
Jaguars.
Jags, I think you have to put them as a work in
Yeah,
progress.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
I wouldn't say they're ear gross because they have one of the best college football coaches all time coming in there. I know he's not an NFL coach. This is his first time being an NFL coach, but I do believe in Urban Meyer. Trevor Lawrence is a once-in-a-generation type quarterback. And he has a lot to work with, I think, on that offense. I think their defense needs sharpening up. I mean, they got a lot of young guys, like even their running backs, Saint Etienne and Robinson, both really, really young guys. I don't say that you gross because they have the potential, because it's not a bad team. It's just a team that is going to need work. And that's what
Here's
work in
my question
progress
to
is.
you. You were just saying that the Dolphins were work in progress. Would you say that they're at par with the Dolphins?
Yeah, I would say so.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
I wouldn't put them side by side. Obviously, the Jags are going to struggle more because they have more younger players and a newer coach. But I think if you look at this in, let's say, 4 years down the line or 5 years down the line, Jags will be miles ahead of Miami. Miles.
I don't know. I think I might agree with Dan actually. A work in progress. I mean, if you look at the wide receivers, they have got DJ Chark, Marvin Jones, Laviska Shenault, pretty solid. We talked about the running backs, Trevor Lawrence. I'm not sure about that O-line, I'm going to be honest. But even on the defense, they have got some solid players on there. Shaquille Griffin, Miles Jack, Josh Allen. I mean, I think I'd go work in progress,
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
I'm happy with
Well,
that.
okay.
Again, they're
We'll
not.
see.
I don't think they're not at that height. And I think having Trevor
Yeah, they're
Lawrence,
definitely not height.
Yeah, let's do
changes
this.
things.
Okay. Let's not put bad-ish. Let's do this. Because if
Okay,
we're thinking
yeah,
about...
that's okay. I like that. Yeah, that's
Because
better,
we're going to
actually.
start thinking about work in progress, and we start thinking about, okay, who's tanking and has a better
Potential and
future. Let's stick to this season and see.
Yeah,
because we are talking about Super Bowl finalists, so that's
how
for
they're
this
doing
year.
this year only, and no, I'm happy with that.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll leave
change
it there.
up. Why
We'll
not?
see
Why
where
not?
that goes.
Yeah.
Browns.
Cleveland
To me, it's
Browns.
easy. I'm putting in conference contender. That's as far as they go in my books.
I'm going to say the same thing probably just because it's the curse of the Cleveland Browns. I don't trust them. I think they have an amazing team on paper, but it's whether they can perform or not. And I haven't seen enough of the Browns to be like, okay, yeah, these guys can win the Super Bowl. There's a lot of hype around them, but I just don't know if it will gel together like it could, basically.
Yeah, I think they've still got question marks over some of their kind of better players. I think Nick Chubb, who I'm very high on, some people are questioning a little bit. Baker Mayfield is sorry. Yeah, OBJ. Yeah, Baker Mayfield has been hit and miss. So I think they should be conference contenders, no doubt.
I agree. I do think they're a strong team. I do think they're gonna take the AFC North easily. But they're just not consistent enough to you don't know what Baker Mayfield you're gonna get every game. You just don't know. You're gonna get the same OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Nick Chubb, and Kareem Hunt. I don't expect them to be non-consistent, but their consistency will depend on Baker's consistency, and I just don't know. Are we gonna get the same Baker Mayfield that destroyed the Steelers, or are we gonna get the guys that
has his moments? Yeah, I almost
almost lost against the Jets. I think I can't remember.
You did just say they're going to win that conference easily, that division. I'm going to hold that comment, and we're going to come back to that when we speak about the Ravens. But
fair enough.
We're going to hold that one.
Detroit Lions.
This is an easy one.
Gross.
This is the U-est of grosses. I would be even.
If that was lower,
gross than the Texans, if that's even possible. But
I just don't understand. I just don't understand what they're trying to get out of bringing
Jared Goff.
Goff. I don't know. It's like they were already trash at the bottom of their division, and now it's like
their wide receiver room is just.
They just need to clear out.
Rubbish.
They need to start again.
I mean, this thing, they have some nice talent there, like T.J. Hawkinson, DeAndre Swift.
That's true.
Jeff Okudah was good last year.
Hawkinson is the only guy I'd ever draft out of here. I'm pretty sure.
You're not tempted by DeAndre
Swift? I don't know.
Not sold.
I think he'd be a good flex guy.
Okay, who would you draft? DeAndre Swift or Miles Sanders?
Oh, that's two really disgusting.
Yeah,
it's one of those. It's like on paper you should.
I think probably
I go Swift just because of volume.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think
Miles Sanders has a packed backfield.
Yeah. don't think Jamal Williams has taken as many touches from Swift.
Yeah.
And then they've got two rookies. So.
I think we can move on. This was too easy. This one.
Let's do it.
Yeah, trash. San Francisco. Can we just put them in the gross section to piss off Omar?
Yeah.
This is what happens when you're not here. No,
exactly. You can't fight for them. All right, next team. No, I mean, I think they have to be at least conference contenders in my eyes. Yeah. I mean, it'd be
interesting to see though what they do at quarterback position because Jimmy Garoppolo is not a certain to start or even be retained by the 49ers. There's been trade talks. Then you're putting all of that weight on Trey Lance, who has barely played football even in college. So to me, I'm just going to put them in the it's aight because there's way too much hype around a team that you don't even know who the quarterback's going to be. And, their potential number one is, barely played in college. So how could you possibly think he's going to be that good in the NFL? Yeah. That's my thoughts. That's only one position I know, but it's the most important position, and I just don't believe in it.
I'll agree with you. I mean, I know there's a lot of hype around this offense because of that Trey Lance and that big touchdown pass that Trey Lance had in preseason. It's kind of
against third string guys.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like there is that hype. When you're in your fantasy leagues, people will start drafting. Trying to get Trey Lance at the 12th round, 11th round, or trying to get a bit of this offense. I'm super high on Brandon Ayuk for the season.
As you made, I was going to say you've made Ayuk your fantasy team name in one of our leagues.
Yeah.
That is a good name to go
Yeah. But
I do quickly just want to go over the stats of Trey Lance in college. He played twice as in 2018, 16 times in 2019, and only once in 2020. So he has played a total of 19
games.
So
That's
where's
wild.
this hype? And then you have Jimmy Garoppolo, which again we're talking about. Kind of, he is better than Tua. Don't get me wrong, but we're also talking about this like top 12 quarterback. Are you gonna draft him? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't be touching him. No.
My last point to keep him at the conference contender. For it's all right is when you start thinking about conference contender, you're gonna have to look first at the NFC West. You know, where they West. Who you're up against? Cardinals, Rams, and Seahawks.
I think you have to take that division into account. Yeah,
and then you have to take into account the Packers, the Buccaneers,
the Vikings.
Seb was so offended when you didn't go straight from Packers to Vikings.
I skipped the NFC North after the Packers.
Yeah, I know. That was what I was thinking. Okay, but you know Packers first, but come on.
But you know what? You know, you're not wrong though. It is, you know,
it's a packed conference. We've heard. I think that the NFC is a lot more challenging this year than the AFC.
Yeah, we're gonna do a Survivor League, and I'm wondering, you know, if you have 49ers on the Vikings, this is a game that I want to avoid betting on. You know, who are you gonna take?
I wouldn't want to get in on that.
No thanks. And I don't know. I may be overhyping Washington here a lot, but I'm just curious to see what Washington brings up against the 49ers here in the same conference. You know, so that's with the competition that the NFC has right now. That's why I agree with putting it all right. Obviously above the Dolphins.
I think everyone is in agreement there. Yeah,
I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. A lot of people are going to be pissed off at that because I see in power rankings putting them as high as number 9.
Top 10. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's high. You know,
I mean, that's above.
It's such a question mark. That's the thing is if they said, you know, Jimmy's here to stay and Trey Lance is going to learn from him, that's one thing. But saying we might trade away Jimmy and then Trey Lance is going to be bumped to number 1 is like, excuse me. Like
I see here in a power ranking. I see them at a power ranking 7. Above the Rams, above the Seahawks, above the Cardinals. Like, I'm sorry.
People have jobs.
I get us in there. We're gonna be better than these guys. What the hell?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully Nick Bosa is, you know, healthy enough this year.
Yeah.
But still, I just. What are they doing with the running backs, right? Like, is Raheem Mostert, you know, with his injuries, you know, like, sure, he just needs 10 to 12 touches to get you the points, but is it going to be him? Is it going to be Sermon? Is it going to be, you know, it's like
there's a lot. There is a lot of question marks over that team. I think the defense is nice. They have got a nice defense, but again, I just think question marks. Didn't Fred Warner get a mad deal as well recently?
Yeah.
Getting that bag.
All right, Atlanta. I'm between EO Gross and Badish for here.
I think it's one of the two.
I think
they're better than the Jaguars, but I would still put Jaguars at EO Gross.
I don't know.
I'm not even sure though. I think the Jaguars could give them a game. To be honest with you. I think.
Okay. Let's be real. What did the Falcons have?
Kyle Pitts,
Calvin Ridley,
Mike Davis,
Calvin Ridley.
Matt
they are
Ryan
better
is
than
old
Jags.
as dirt.
Yeah, they're better than the Jags.
But they're still bad.
Really?
Still baddish. Yeah, I think only just because the Jags are the new head coach who is new to the NFL, plus all very, very new rookie players.
Yeah, true.
So
we're deciding here. We agree with Badish. Are they better?
I'm happy. I'm happy to go with them being worse than the Jags. I'm happy to concede with that.
Okay, that's good. Let's do that. Let's put them worse than the Jags. Go for it. I like it.
I think
they're better. But are they playing? Do they play?
No, I don't think so. Let me see.
Wait. Wait. Am I getting confused? Do you guys both think they're better than the Jags or they're worse?
No, I think Dan agrees with you. I think they're better than the Jags.
I think it's difficult because again we were talking about that.
They do play November 28th.
All right, I guess we'll know. November 28th. Let's remember this.
I think it's difficult because again when we think about that most important position of quarterback, could you argue that Trevor Lawrence is better than Matt Ryan at present? It's very difficult when he's not played an NFL snap.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But then it's like Matt Ryan is so bad right now.
And he's like old, and that would be my thing of potentially pushing them over the edge because I think. Okay, you could probably argue that the Falcons have the better wide receiver 1. Potentially, I mean the running back probably Mike. I don't know. It's tough. I honestly think it could be a coin flip.
It's difficult. Also have to remember, Trevor Lawrence isn't just a passing quarterback. He is very much a running quarterback. So I think that's going to help him a lot in the NFL because he's not going to have to just rely on a very crappy O-line. He can kind of like scramble and get out of there and get some yards. So Matt Ryan doesn't really do that.
Matt Ryan is just standing there. He is just standing there and attempting to throw.
Yeah,
I think Jags are better. I go with Jags.
All right.
Go for it.
All right.
Baltimore.
Ravens.
Baltimore. Can we go back to your comment? Because you said that the Browns were going to easily win that division, I believe.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that means you're saying that Ravens are what? No lower than but
I still put them at conference contenders above the 49ers, but just behind the Browns.
You'd put them behind the Browns?
Behind the Browns, yeah.
What you saying?
Browns are better. No, behind.
I agree.
The Browns,
I think they're conference contenders, but I think they're behind the Browns.
You don't think
for
Lamar
now?
Is...
Just on paper, I do love Baltimore. The potential's there, but Lamar Jackson last year was not the Lamar Jackson we saw the year before. So I was a bit,
especially towards the end of the season.
I was a bit not off on him, but not as high. And I think that kind of like took the wind out of the sails for Baltimore, for me anyway. They can go all the way potentially, but right now, after what I saw at the end of last season, I'd put them at conference contenders.
Look, I don't think they beat
the
Bills. I don't think they beat the Bills. I don't think they beat the Chiefs. I don't think they beat.
Yeah, I agree.
The
I don't think they beat the Titans. I would agree on that. Yeah.
To be fair, actually, I would probably say the Browns have more. I just think Lamar's season anomaly potential. I mean, before that,
I hope it is. I hope it's an anomaly.
I mean, I think you two are gonna overrule me on this one anyway, so I have to agree. Well,
what I would say, so when I was doing my gambling addiction, predictions for each conference, I couldn't decide between the two, so I did put Cleveland Browns and Baltimore Ravens top 2 in the division, like any order, because I couldn't decide who was going to win. So let me put it that way. That's how close I think these two are potentially. It's like, it's difficult to choose one or the other.
Right.
I'm happy with that.
Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
I mean,
it's ahead of in between San Francisco and Dolphins for me.
It's just 100% agree. I agree.
I just think it is mad to have. I mean, obviously we've not got a lot of teams back in there yet, but I just think at the minute I would not say that Chicago are like one team worse than San Fran, if you get me.
I know, but they're also better than the Dolphins. If we're using the logic, they're better than the Dolphins. So that's why I'm lumping them there.
Yeah.
I don't think San Francisco, I think, would beat Chicago. I think Chicago's defense is so good. And the biggest problem with Chicago the past couple of seasons was Mitchell Trubisky. He's now gone, and hopefully it's Justin Fields. Yeah, Justin
Fields is a better player.
Way better than Andy Dalton and Trubisky.
Are we happy with this?
You're right. Yeah, you're right about that defense as well, Dan. I mean, you look at Roquan Smith, Danny Trevathan, Khalil Mack, Hakeem Hicks. Some nice things in there. Eddie Jackson. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I think maybe they're I'm underrating them a little bit, but I think it's because I listen to very pro Vikings podcasts that just call them trash all the time. So
look, I keep saying the Bears are going to end up above the Vikings just to piss me off. All right, Cincinnati Bengals. Go ahead.
This is a difficult one. I'm going to put them baddish, but ahead of everyone else in the baddish column. I think Joe Burrow is very special, and I think all the wide receivers are very special. Joe Mixon, I'm not very high on, but then we have to remember that. We have to remember Joe Burrow is coming off a very serious injury, so it's whether Joe is Joe Burrow when he comes back.
That's why I'm a little bit. I mean, he was fantastic before the injury, but is he going to be the same player?
I don't know.
I'm not sure about their defense as well, how good their defense is.
I personally think Bengals are ahead of the Jags in the top of the baddish section. But I mean, what do you guys think?
I can agree with that. I think if we try not to take into account too much Joe's injury and we look at what he did before he got injured, he was fantastic. You look at, like you said, you look at that wide receiver core. If he is back to his best plus the weapons he's got, to his disposal, and I am higher on Joe Mixon than you are, then I think it has to. I think it has to be.
I agree here. I mean, I did hear like a couple weeks ago. I don't know how he's doing right now, but like the confidence is not there, as it used to be for Joe Burrow. So whether that's going to affect them, whether that's going to affect the wide receiver, the offense there, but I do see them above the Jags. I do see them below the Dolphins, so I think they fit in right here.
Yeah, for that. Yep.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like hearing us ramble about sports, feel free to subscribe at the top right, check out the next videos on the left, and feel free to leave us a like at the bottom. Thank you guys for watching.